got a chance to see the new thriller Weapons by the director of Barbarian. Does it live up to the hype? Let's talk about it right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I'm your host, Frank Zanka. I'm an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're here to talk about Weapons 2025, because there has been other movies called Weapons in the past. But this is by Zach Cregger, who is best known for his movie Barbarian. He wrote and directed. He also wrote and directed 53 episodes of a show called The Whitest Kids You'll Ever Know. But nobody's talking about that. That was pretty funny. As time goes on, the audience score for the Rotten Tomatoes has been dropping, by the way. This is a very art house film. And I gotta start with the fact that though I thought the acting in Barbarian was very good. I liked both of those actors. It was from 3 actors, but for the most part, 2 for the majority of the film. And I thought the movie was okay. I wasn't blown away by it. Everybody seems to be blown away by this guy. And I can tell you that I'm not. I'm just not blown away. This is going to be a hot take review. It has 2 movies simultaneously in the theater right now. She's got this one and Fantastic Four, where she plays Shalabal. I'm not going to call her Silver Surfer. I'm just going to call her Shalabal. And also has Josh Brolin and Benedict Wong. Of course, what all 3 of those have in common? They're all Marvel actors. Every single one of them Marvel actors. And then you have Alden Ehrenreich in here too. Ehrenreich. I can't say his name. Anyway, he's the one who played Han Solo in the Solo story. So all of these guys are Disney actors. It's crazy. Anyway, it's good to see him playing a completely different role in this. Here he plays a cop that's, I guess, an ex-alcoholic. So I'm a big fan of Josh Brolin. I think he's great. I think Benedict Wong is great. I think Alden is also good. I wouldn't say he's great, but he is good. And I am just not a fan of Julia Garner. I'm just not. I didn't like her in Werewolf. She comes off way too mousy, especially in a role like this, where I think we needed somebody a little bit stronger for this role. So the storyline, and I'm just going to go with the generic storyline that everybody already knows. The generic storyline is that at 2:17 a.m. on a particular day, in a elementary school, I believe. It's an elementary school. All 17 of this teacher's class runs out into the night from their own houses, their respective houses, and just disappear into the night. Nobody knows where they went. They just disappeared. So the next morning, only one kid shows up, and that's it. And, of course, the teacher. And the teacher is played by Julia Garner. So it's the boy's name is Alex. And Josh Brolin's character is named Archer. So Archer is a contractor. I guess he owns his own contracting company. But the loss of his son has messed him up. So he's making a bunch of mistakes and stuff like that on the houses. We only see one scene of that, and it's totally just ignored for the rest of the film. Julia Garner is blamed for her kids being missing, since it was no other classes but hers. Everybody's coming out and say, what were you telling the kids? That they all have some kind of a pact where they all left at the same time. So she's getting blamed for it. So like the entire town hates her. And then Alden's character is the police officer. I think his name is Morgan. His last name is Morgan. And his father-in-law is the police chief. and Julia Garner is Justine is her name, is his ex, and he's, like I said, he's a past alcoholic, and then getting together doesn't really help the situation any. So there's all these little pieces going on. And then we also have one guy that's kind of a drug addict. I forgot his name, but he gets stuck in the middle of this as well. And so you have a bunch of people that are all, being a kind of a pawn in this game that's going on. And then you have Amy Madigan's character, Gladys, who is coming to town. She is Alex's aunt, and that's coming to stay with them. So Austin Abram, his name is James. He's the drug addict that kind of gets stuck in the middle of this also. So yes, there's just a whole bunch of people all kind of together, and it's told from a POV kind of storytelling. And if you're not familiar with what a POV storytelling is, it's point of view. And I'm not a fan of this type of storytelling at all. I think it's a cop-out type of storytelling. Just tell me a story. I don't need. In fact, I didn't know Justine was the teacher originally. I thought it was one of the students. And since there were 17 missing students, I'm like, oh my God, are they going to give us 17 different chapters to this thing? Because Justine's name comes on. So I'm not a fan of the POV. So the POV thing is that they will tell the same scenes over again from the point of view of another character. So we'll see the same scene twice. Thankfully, he truncated it to make this thing move. So we weren't stuck watching exactly the same scene over again just from the point of view of another character. But anyway, yeah, we don't see it from every kid's point of view, which I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a nightmare if this happens. But anyway, so Marcus, which is Benedict Wong's character, he is the principal. So Julia Garner is kind of put on leave and is told not to talk to anybody, so that's what he's doing. He's making sure she doesn't talk to anyone. But anyway, that's the basic areas of everything. But I'm a fan of telling things out of order, like Dangerous Beauty. I like that was really effective storytelling because of the fact that the story changed with it being told out of order because of the fact that we thought one person was the hero and it ended up we were completely wrong because we only saw one piece of the story. That's not what we're seeing here. And I kind of wish... So I'm not going to tell you what happens or anything to that effect, but I am going to tell you that exactly what you expect to happen does. That's part of my problem, is that there is no twists and turns to this. It's exactly what you think it is. So as you're watching it, you're going to predict it out. And so I was a little disappointed with, again, I told you it was a hot take because a lot of people are really, really loving this film. And I'm just not. But before we go into, my ranking and things like that, remember, too, that I'm a writer myself. If you'd like to read anything that I've written, you can go to Amazon.com and just type my name in, or you can go to the link in the description below. You'll see my 4-novel quadrilogy sci-fi series called Destiny Aurora. You want to see some twists and turns? There's twists and turns in that one that you wouldn't expect in a sci-fi. But there's also made into a board game, a graphic novel, an RPG, and it's also on Audible. And you can also find it on Kindle. All my books are on Kindle, including my YA fantasy novel, Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. If you love dragons and people riding on different animals and stuff like that, you're going to love that one. Plus, we have my Fairy Tales of Terror, which is my new graphic novel coming to Kickstarter. We have over 550 people following that right now. I am going to launch in a couple weeks. I'm starting to work on a film tomorrow for Tubi. and I probably won't be able to launch because we're working 12, 15-hour days. I probably won't be able to launch until we wrap in a couple of weeks. But anyway, we have a Psycho Cinderella. We got Captain Hook wiping people off the face of the earth as they go around New York City because they came out of a book. And they are being tracked down by Tiger Lily, who I thought needed to be a badass from Neverland. But anyway, definitely check that out. Go to the QR code or link in the description below. All right, so let's jump back into weapons. Also, if you expect the plot to be explained about why this was even occurring or seeing a resolution to the motive of the person that basically created this situation, you're not going to have it. I was walking out going, what is going on here? I didn't see this helping anyone. So I was very disappointed with the film, especially with the hype that everybody was like, oh my God, this is the best movie ever! And some of you might be saying that as I'm making fun of it. But in fact, on IMDb, it is actually called a dark comedy. It's actually, people in my theater did laugh several times. But it's like an uncomfortable laughter as opposed to like a funny laughter. Like, are we supposed to be laughing at this? So I don't know. I don't know. I did walk when the credits rolled. I did walk out of it going, "What the fuck did I just watch?" And that I think is detriment to the film. If I'm walking out going, "What?" Where I just felt like the tone of the film was all over the place. Like I said, is it a comedy? Is it a thriller? Is it a thriller comedy? Is it just supposed to make you feel uncomfortable? I mean, the last couple of scenes were like, this is way too over the top, man. Way too over the top. So, yeah. So on top of, the filmmaking side of it, okay. The acting is okay. Again, I'm not a fan of Julia Garner, so that didn't affect me at all. If I never see another movie with her again in it, I'll be fine. I will live comfortably. Josh Brolin, I really like. Benedict Wong, I really like. I can watch both of them, continuously. But her as the lead just didn't do it for me. The kid did a good job. I thought that Alex did a good job. The parents, man, they had some tough scenes to do, and I thought they really pulled it. Definitely understated performances for certain. But yeah, and then the aunt was just I think she was meant to be over the top, so she's over the top. But so on a scale from 1 to 10, I am. People are gonna hate me. Hate me for what I'm about to say. I am going to give this I didn't hate the movie. I didn't hate it. It's a 5. It's a 5. It is an average film that I will never watch again. And little Scarlett Cher, who played the narrator, I thought was really good too. But the plot of this film just did not do it for me. I just did not enjoy this film. Again, I didn't hate it. I didn't think it was a bad film. Like, if it was a 3 or a 4, it would be a bad film. And I don't think it was a bad film. It was just, And that's the way I've been for almost all of these films. Superman, Fantastic Four, Naked Gun. To me, they're all average. I'm not even going to think twice about any of these films, which is unfortunate. We're like Dangerous Beauty. I love that film. I thought I will watch that film over again. The performances are great. The directing on it is great. It's just everything's really good about that film, and I just did not get that here. So if you want to talk about independent films, now it is doing extremely well. So it is a $35 million budget, which is very high for this type of film. Very high for an independent film through, I think it's New Line. And, but, however, it's already at 70 million. So it's in the, I mean, without, I don't know what the marketing budget was, but even let's say the marketing budget was 50 million, let's say. Then it would need 100. They probably didn't spend that. They probably spent more like 20. So let's say it needs to make another 40 million, and it's going to break even with marketing. So, yeah, it's definitely gonna be in the black. So people were really looking forward to this film, and to me, it just didn't live up to the hype. I'm sorry, guys. You can hate me in the comments for all you want. You can say, this guy doesn't know what he's talking. This guy says he's a filmmaker. Do it up, guys. I love reading those comments. The more insulting, the better. But anyway, that's my 2 cents on it. But if you've seen it and you absolutely love this thing, you thought it's the best thing since sliced bread, then definitely let me know why. Why did you think this was so great? All right, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys on the next one. You guys have an awesome week. Check out my stuff on Amazon, on link description below, and definitely check out Fairy Tales of Terror. QR code's here, and again, it's on the link in the description below as well. All right, thanks, guys. All right, bye-bye.